Somebody said if you don't like playing with LeBron, you wouldn't like playing with Kobe. Bro, you guys gotta stop these narratives, man. It's not that I didn't like playing with Bron, you guys. And you know I don't want to go into detail about it. Some of y'all comments just be so asinine. Bro, you know, like when I was in Cleveland and I was a young player, I had no idea Bron was going to come back.
Kyrie Irving just cracked the silence wide open, and the entire basketball world is spiraling. Because when he said, "When I'm done playing, you guys will hear the real story." Trust me, he wasn't tossing out a random comment. He was deliberately hinting at a future reveal that fans believe could challenge everything they think they know about his time with LeBron James. This is the same player who hit the finals shot that helped cement LeBron's legacy. And now he's implying there's a deeper version of that story that the public hasn't heard. Kyrie said it live on stream, looking straight at the camera like he was fully aware of the storm he was about to create, suggesting that what people see publicly about playing with LeBron is polished, controlled, and missing key behind-the-scenes details. Whether he's talking about locker room dynamics, private conversations, or internal team politics is anyone's guess, but it's the kind of statement that fuels years of speculation and sets the stage for the kind of documentary twist that blows up long after the careers involved are over. The reaction was instant chaos. LeBron loyalists flooded Kyrie's comments, blasting him, trying to shut him down, trying to spin the narrative before it could grow any bigger, scrambling to defend their superstar, like it was a full-time job. But Kyrie didn't flinch. He looked more determined than ever, like a man finally ready to unload years of bottled-up truth. And the deeper you go into his story, the more complicated that partnership starts to look, especially when you remember Kyrie once admitted he actually wanted to choose his own franchise on draft night, a revelation that hits different now. It means the #1 pick in 2011 never wanted Cleveland from day one. He wanted to grow with players he admired, build chemistry with people he vibed with, not get dropped onto a franchise still reeling from LeBron's first departure. That context is part of why his new comments hit so hard, because if Kyrie really does tell the real story one day, it might reshape how people view one of the NBA's biggest modern duos.
The reason why I say I would have loved to play with Kobe, because I would have loved to have started my career with, I love Cleveland, don't get me wrong. I'm appreciative of all the things that they've done for me, but at the same time, I would have loved to choose the franchise I wanted to go to. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to develop next to some of my favorite players and some of my favorite people.
But here's where the real twist hits. Kyrie admitted those early losing years gave him bad habits he never wanted, forcing him into hero ball just to keep Cleveland afloat, scoring because the roster couldn't win, not because that was who he wanted to be. He said he was finally cleaning that up, finally learning how to run a team the right way, finally stepping into the role of a true floor general, and then LeBron came back. Boom, storyline flipped, development interrupted, trajectory rewritten overnight. LeBron returned in 2014 right as Kyrie was entering year 4, the exact stage where young guards usually make the leap into full-blown superstardom, and instead of becoming the franchise centerpiece, Kyrie was instantly pushed into a supporting role on a team that became LeBron's show from day one. Timing hits different when you're just finding your groove, and Kyrie summed it up with a line most people overlooked. When you're playing with somebody like LeBron, it's a different animal. It's a different journey. And Kyrie didn't say that to praise LeBron, but to hint at how playing beside him changes everything. Being on LeBron's team doesn't just raise expectations, it reshapes them, because suddenly you're judged in the glow of the biggest spotlight in basketball, not on the path you were building for yourself. And that's where things get complicated. LeBron didn't return to Cleveland only for a feel-good homecoming. He needed a skilled guard to help rebuild his legacy after Miami, and Kyrie's personal development got pushed aside in the process. Kyrie even suggested there was a major difference between Miami LeBron and Cleveland LeBron, a shift that changes how the story looks. He pointed out how the early Cleveland version of LeBron was still figuring out leadership, big reactions, emotional moments, and a style that didn't yet have the calm structure Miami later gave him. That contrast sets the stage for the tension Kyrie says was building long before the public ever saw it.
When you guys make it about one player, it is kind of just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just one player that you have to promote. Like, we had like solid players on our team. When you're playing with somebody like Bron or somebody that you guys like to compare him to, it's a different animal. It's a different journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're automatically expected to be at the top of the charts, the top of the league. You know, every time you play with Bron, it's going to be a lot of media attention. It's going to be a lot of back and forth of narratives. It's going to be about a lot of spun narratives. It's going to be a lot of politics. It's going to be a lot of shit that a lot of people don't see in front of the camera. And for me, I was just a young person trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's not that I dislike playing with Bron at any time.
When LeBron got to Miami, everything shifted. Pat Riley's structure reshaped him from the ground up. The discipline, accountability, and nightly consistency demanded by that system turned him into the most focused version of himself we'd ever seen. Miami LeBron didn't unravel under pressure or react wildly. He operated with intent, control, and a leadership style that felt earned. But Kyrie hinted at something deeper, something people weren't prepared to hear. When LeBron returned to Cleveland, he didn't just bring the discipline he learned in Miami. He brought the political side of it, too. The quiet influence, the behind-the-scenes steering, the narrative control that fans never see but players feel. Kyrie made it clear that the return wasn't only about basketball. It came with a level of power and pressure that changed the entire environment around him. Kyrie made it clear that playing with LeBron meant dealing with narratives that shifted behind the scenes, suggesting that things happen off camera the public never gets to see. He wasn't accusing LeBron of wrongdoing. He was pointing out how tightly controlled the environment around him could be. To Kyrie, Miami didn't just sharpen LeBron's leadership. It taught him how to manage the image and storylines surrounding his career. And when LeBron returned to Cleveland, Kyrie felt that same media control and polished narrative building extend into the locker room, shaping how the entire team was perceived. Pat Riley's structure may have refined LeBron's professionalism, but Kyrie hinted that those lessons transformed LeBron into more than a superstar, into a brand managing every angle. And that context makes what happened next even more striking. On June 19, 2016, in Game 7 of the Finals, 24-year-old Kyrie stepped back and drained one of the coldest, most iconic shots in NBA history, sealing Cleveland's first championship in 52 years and etching his name into basketball lore.
We wanted to see him be an MVP of our league. I only cared about his success, and it just didn't align. Yeah. It just didn't align, and we was able to win a championship. Yeah. That's the craziest thing. We were still able to win a championship, and we could never.
Kyrie opened up about the moment that stung the most. After hitting the championship-sealing shot that shifted the entire direction of the finals, he turned on the TV only to see LeBron's chase-down block replayed endlessly while his own dagger barely got mentioned. No celebration of the step-back three, no spotlight on the moment that ended Cleveland's decades-long curse. Just the block on repeat, erasing his contribution from the narrative. And what made it worse, Kyrie said, was hearing LeBron later claim on national TV that the 2016 title made me the greatest player of all time. A statement that felt to Kyrie like his moment had been absorbed into someone else's legacy. Despite averaging 27 points per game and being the clear number 2 in the entire series, Kyrie watched the story shift into a pure LeBron redemption arc, a homecoming, a destiny fulfilled, while his own defining shot faded into the background of a championship he helped deliver. And this is exactly where Kyrie's comments about fake narratives and hidden politics finally make sense, because what happened didn't feel like normal media bias. It felt orchestrated, like a well-oiled machine redirecting the spotlight back to LeBron while pushing Kyrie into the background of a story he helped create. The moment Kyrie saved LeBron's career, things behind the scenes only got colder. Fast forward to the 2017 finals. Kyrie is putting up 29 a night, carrying an insane load while Durant is dominating every matchup, and the talk around the league is that KD was controlling the series from start to finish. Yet despite LeBron being outplayed and Kyrie being the only Cavalier matching Durant possession for possession, the blame for losing went everywhere except LeBron, protected by a narrative shield that seemed untouchable. Then, not even a month after the finals, the storyline flipped again. Kyrie, the same guy who hit the shot that defined LeBron's legacy, suddenly found himself in trade rumors, and that's when Kyrie's warnings about behind-the-scenes politics felt less like speculation and more like reality, with whispers from LeBron's camp framing Kyrie as the problem despite everything he'd contributed.